Hi, I'm Debbie Georgatos, and this is one of our Ladies Can We Talk Speak Up for America moments. Right now in America, there's a controversy brewing about whether or not America should continue to bring to our shores Syrian refugees, many of whom are fleeing the violence from ISIS. And they're not just Syrian refugees, they're from other countries over there, over in the Middle East, Iraq, Syria, some even in northern Africa. Refugees fleeing the violence of ISIS and radical Islam. But the debate is whether or not America should continue to accept the numbers of refugees that the president and some in the administration are saying we should bring. And the numbers, just so you know, is 10,000 in the next several months. But estimates from the Obama administration say that by the end of 2017, it's something in the realm of 100,000 refugees. And here is the nub of the question. Should Americans be concerned about bringing so many people here when we don't have a proper process to vet them? I'm going to tell you very quickly, the head of the FBI testified to Congress, we have no way to vet these people. You know, this idea of vetting, it means like if you were to hire someone, if you live in Texas, where I live, and you wanted to hire someone from another state, you could contact the government of California or Kansas, find out, does this person have a record? Do they have any history of violence we should know about? You can find out what people are all about. But bringing people here from the Middle East and from North Africa who are fleeing violence from radical Islam, we've had not just the head of the FBI, but other Obama administration officials testify in Congress, we cannot vet these people. They are, to use the word, unvettable, because there is no professional, organized, sophisticated means to do that. So you are taking on faith, you're hoping that people who will come here would not possibly be people hiding, terrorists hiding within the midst of refugees. But we don't have a way to find that out. And on top of that, just think of this example. If you had a large bowl of M&Ms, 500 M&Ms, and someone told you, you know, only 5 of those M&Ms are poison, would you put your hand in, take a handful and eat them? Obviously not. You don't take a risk, however tiny, if you know something could be very harmful. Well, the same principle applies in bringing Syrian refugees to America. The vast majority, in fact, there were reports recently about the vast majority of refugees who have come to America from Syria and Somalia over these last couple of years, they're 99% Islamic. It's very few people who are Christian or non-Islamic. And it doesn't mean that every person who comes here who is Muslim might be a problem. It does mean we don't know who among these groups are potentially Islamic terrorists. And so, if America could help another way, wouldn't that be smarter? This is what the governors of the states who are opposed to bringing more Syrian refugees to their states are really saying. They're not saying, don't help people. They're saying, don't bring people here when we're not sure who they are and they could mean us harm. This is lunacy that we're even thinking about it. And we can still help them. As a matter of fact, the United States, as we traditionally have been and still are today, has been the most generous country in the world sending aid to the United Nations to be sent over to the refugee camps in the Middle East to help these people. We can send food aid, we can send water, we can send clothing, we can send help to build shelters. We can send money and other aid to help these people in the Middle East. And so if you can help them there, what is the reason to bring them here? And you know, the world right now is engulfed in war and fronts and various fronts around the world. And it's essentially the war of radical Islam against the West. That's what we're all watching happen. Sometimes we don't want to call it that. We try to hone in on the Paris attacks and who are the bad guys. Let's find the mastermind. And that's great to do. But the larger problem is there are pockets of violence around the world that are part of the battle engaged in by radical Islam against the West. And if we know that's what's true, and we do know that's what's true, then we need to be protecting our country. The #1 job of the United States government is to protect the security and safety of the American people. This whole question of bringing Syrian refugees to America is not even a close question. The goal of preserving America's security can be perfectly met at the same time with the goal of helping actual refugees. So that's what we ought to do, and that's really what the GOP governors are saying. It's what the conservatives are saying in Congress, and that the conservatives are saying around the country. And I'll tell you, this issue of standing up against the violence of radical Islam is going to be a seminal issue in the 2016 presidential elections. The idea that the day after the Paris attacks, the Democrat candidates for president in their debate were competing with each other to show who was the most generous, the most willing to bring the more refugees here from Syria. It's a signal, it's a tone-deaf signal. It's not reading the mood of the American people. We want to help innocent refugees, yes. But we want to keep America safe, yes. And the message that the GOP is sending is one the American people are hearing loud and clear. We want the American government to keep the American people safe. This is Debbie Georgatos, and Ladies Can We Talk. I hope you tune in my radio show every Sunday night, 6:60 a.m. The Answer in North Texas. The show is called Ladies Can We Talk. I hope you listen online. You can go online to ladiescanwetalk.org and listen to my show online live every week. Thanks for listening.